Millennials were built for this. Millennials are built for this. From a young age, we got burned. This is our time to rise. Pluto and Scorpio generation is inherently getting activated. It's inherently getting activated. Pluto and Leo is inherently getting activated. They're going to have to pay for their sin. They're on the opposite end of this. So, I mean, there's a lot that I can unpack with the generations that are to be affected. The weaknesses in what we call reality. It's going to be a reconstruction. Millennials were built for this. Millennials are built for this because we were bred for this. From a young age, we were traumatized. Scorpio is about power, control. It can be dark. It's also transmutive. It's also the phoenix rising above the ashes. We got burned. This is our time to rise. We were the last that they ran a 0 to 30 plus successful sign-up on. A lot of us were convinced to subscribe to the paradigm. We joke that we were business casual to the club. We did, though. And a lot of us were ready for grind in capitalism, such as myself. I prided myself on being a worker. You know, I worked since I was 14. I love making my own money. And it's not that I don't now, but I definitely saw like work as power. Pluto and Capricorn. This is just so poetic. So Pluto and Scorpio, right? Pluto squares Aquarius, right? So first of all, Pluto and Scorpio generation is inherently getting activated. It's inherently getting activated. Pluto and Leo Scorpion is inherently getting activated. They're going to have to pay for their sin. They're on the opposite end of this. So, I mean, there's a lot that I can unpack with the generations that are to be affected by this square with Pluto and Aquarius. Taurus, as an energy, Chiron will be there. And I think it'll, expose, possibly even exploit the weaknesses in our value systems. The weaknesses in what we call reality. It's going to be a reconstruction. The energies dictate this. There is inevitably a reconstruction. Neptune is in Aries. This is the beginning of a new dream. And if you're spiritual enough to understand that this life is a dream, then you know that we're on the brink of a new one. We are in the new one. Collectively dreaming a new reality. So, Pluto and Aquarius, where we are now, the Aquarian archetype of detachment being a theme in this time. People don't want theatrics. Leo being the opposite of Aquarius. We don't want the false pretense and bravado. We want real progress, real change, real innovation. At this time, when the vice grip on the collective is so strong. Pluto, Aquarius, the people, right? So the whole authenticity movement is going to be spurred even further by the change makers, the people that can actually anchor in the new reality being called for. Are going to be pertinent because no longer are people like me or you or others in the shadows, waiting and watching and remaining detached because we could not interfere in a real way. When you get to a certain point in awareness, you understand that in the collective co-creation of reality, there's only so much we can be responsible for in affecting change for others. And the easiest and best way to do that is maintaining your own vibration, holding your space, holding your square down, right? But that's not necessarily enough overall because that can turn into a hyper-individualism. There still needs to be collaboration with others. So I say that to say that, yes, detachment will only get you so far, but the Aquarian archetype, Aquarius placements or Aquarius energy is able to zoom out more than others. It's just a fact of the matter because we had to learn earlier on to remove emotions from evaluating something in a logical sense, like, cause and effect. Oh, I've seen this before. It was here. That recollection, that ability to see like, oh, this part was here and this part is here and they're going to come here and I can meet them right? And get that. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're scouting, they're seeing it all. Having that ability is important going forward. Again, Pluto power will be with those who have Aquarian archetypes. So if you're able to see what is coming, people will look at you as their leader. Leo energy. There will be Aquarian archetypes in leadership because that's what the world needs to move forward. Oh, I mean, beyond that, beyond Pluto and Aquarius, it's Pluto Pisces. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what could that even look like? That's probably why we can't really see it, because the way things have moved so fast already with Pluto and Aquarius, to think of where we'll be in about 20 years and then like 7 more years after that. Take my breath away as I even say it. I'm definitely hopeful. It can be a little overwhelming. Just at the sheer amount of how much unraveling is happening. And it circles me back to Pluto and Scorpio. I feel like it is, one generation that has felt constant upheaval. And there's a sector of, millennials. My nose itches, that's why I know I'm about to say something. There's a sector of millennials that were younger as well during this traumatization process, and younger to come out into the real world just for it to crumble. Like people who graduated in 2008, 2009, like literally walked out and there was a recession. I'm adult. Oh, recession. That is not easy. I'm not saying that any other generations haven't felt their own ish. It's that the times we're in are very unique. So for Pluto and Scorpio, we effectively were brainwashed and were forced to deconstruct in ourselves. The controlled disclosure that just took place, a lot of it revolves around the entertainment industry. So even if you don't want to get into politics of it all and how deep and dark that is, just on a surface level of entertainment, your faves are just gone. Who you were given as heroes or historical figures are becoming just twisted. They no longer can hold that standing. Like, we've been through this loss of innocence throughout our lives. And it's no mistake that we're dealing with matters that involve a great loss of innocence. And I don't think also we're not giving enough time to feel that pain. And yes, although I did say that the detachment is necessary, Pluto and Scorpio is the part of the generation that's going to carry that pain of the old world into the new. And perhaps to be the most empathetic of all the generations, perhaps. There's lots to unpack. There's a lot to decode, and I'm sure that there's others out there decoding, but I do just think that this is worth saying and talking about, and perhaps when I look back and I'll be like, yeah, we just have to stay vigilant. Do not forget the power you hold in this moment. This Aquarius season is illuminating the power that we have as a collective. They care about our attention. They need our attention. Do not forget that. Do not give away your personal power. Do not let anyone write the story for you. Become self-sufficient. Detach from narratives that pull on your emotional heartstrings. And do things to help move this collective forward. We can't go back. They've been saying since 2020 that there's no going back. They were letting you know. Because they already knew, right? Because they don't take these era and these ages and energies lightly. They take it seriously and they're trying to manipulate it for their favor. It's not gonna work, but like they're gonna try. So you need to also be a key player. Be the player that you're supposed to be in this whole thing. Activate. Let's get it going. Like let's have this best timeline play. Let's have the best timeline play out that we possibly can. So keep that in mind. Be well. May love be with you.